Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel for another video. Today we're doing a bit of a throwback style, old school kind of theme, which is reacting to your assumptions about me, which is always a bit of a gamble, asking your following for their honest assumptions about you, but just goes to show what wonderful humans we have. Very honest assumptions, but by no means unkind. Did I say that properly? You were kind and you were honest. That's the crux of what I'm saying. Before we get into the video, quick announcement. If you've ever wanted to do coaching with me, the wait list is now about 12 months long. I've got about 180 people on that wait list. I am bringing new coaches into the business in the coming weeks, which is super exciting. So working with me one-on-one is a bit of a wait, which is why I have just introduced a new group coaching circle. There is only one currently for 6 people. A couple of those spaces have been taken. If you are interested, please send me an email at the address in the description box below. It is a minimum of 12 weeks, a 1-hour call every week at about 9 a.m. Sydney time on Mondays. And it involves all the stuff that I do with one-to-one coaching, but with the group peer support as well. So send me an email if you would like some more details. It's $40 per session, $40 Australian per group coaching call. And there is a private Facebook group where I am interacting with you there on pretty much a daily basis. The reason I came up with this idea is because one of the most consistent bits of feedback I've had, particularly from the Conquer Your Eating Disorder Voice workshops that I run, is that the group support from other attendees has been so beneficial to people. I mean, they tell me nice things about what I do for them as a coach, but a really amazing consistent element is the support that you give each other in the sense of, oh my gosh, this isn't just me. Other people talk to themselves and think this way. So send me an email at the address below if you would like to get into that group coaching circle. It kicks off on the 26th. So enough with the business stuff. Let's get into the fun stuff. First assumption. I assume that you are a very honest friend. You will tell it how it is in a good way. I think my friends would agree with this. I am a classic Sagittarius. I don't believe in a lot of horoscope astrology. Not that I don't believe in it, I just don't look into it very much. But what I do hear consistently is that I'm a classic Sagittarian in that I am brutally honest, in the sense that I am very, very direct. That's in all the positive and all of the constructive as well. And I really value that in other people too. I think you guys have heard me speak a lot about what I value about my friendships and relationships is people who, in a loving way, kick my butt. They tell me what I need to hear, even if I don't want to hear it. They encourage me in a way that, gets me moving because I might be, full of self-doubt. Like my sister the other day was like, don't talk about my sister like that. I just made that look like she slapped me. She didn't. But she was like, don't talk about my sister like that. So I really value that. I'm always telling my friends what I value about them and how much I love them, and how amazing I think they are and all about their potential and what I can see for them. But if there's a dynamic in our friendship that bothers me or something's happened, I try to be really, really honest and address it, because from my perspective, the thing that breaks down friendships and relationships is lack of communication. You hate spicy foods. No, off the mark. When I was 7, this was accurate. I could never understand why people would eat a food that would burn off their taste buds in their taste hole. Copywriting that hideous term, but you know what I mean. This is the place you taste things, and then you put something in which burns your capacity to taste, and then you're like, flavor. I didn't understand that. Now that my palate has evolved, I understand that the taste hole can do both. That is so awful, that it can accommodate the spice and the flavor, and that they enhance each other. So love that. Particularly love these things called lumpras. They're Sri Lankan. A family friend makes them, and they used to just set my face on fire as a kid, and now I can't get enough. This is from Josie. You wore 3/4 length cargo shorts. Correct, Josie. I did indeed. Loved just the convenience of having 18 pockets on a pant leg. And the reason they were 3/4 is because clearly they'd used up all of the material on the pockets that I couldn't get a full length pant out of them. Missing your ED and constantly craving Nutella. No, since I recovered, I can't say I know anyone who has recovered and says they miss their eating disorder. I've been recovered for a few years now, so I don't know that I remember what it feels like to miss my eating disorder. I'm sure I did. I do remember moments where I was like, oh, it would just be so much easier to use an eating disorder behavior, but now I'm in recovery and I can't do that, and I'd be so frustrated. And I also knew at that point, like, the behaviors didn't really work. They were easier because they were short term, but long term it was harder. And I just knew that now, and that was so hard to like acknowledge. I couldn't use these behaviors anymore because I just had too much evidence to say they didn't really work. And Nutella, love Nutella, love it as a snack, a meal, but I'm more of a Biscoff girl at the moment. Like, since they made like a Biscoff spread, not the crunchy one, no, the smooth. We go classic around here. You were worried about becoming an alcoholic, worried alcohol changed you. I'm really glad somebody asked this question because I haven't really spoken too much about like where I'm at with my journey around alcohol. I wasn't so worried. I mean, there is always something in the back of my mind which has a bit of a like looking for red flags attitude when it comes to alcohol, because there is a big history of alcohol abuse in my family going back generations. Someone I'm related to on my pop side passed away purely from alcohol related issues many, many years ago, and it is throughout our family. So I am very, very conscious of it. There are times in my life where I think I have relied on alcohol and it has been masked by being at an age where everybody binge drinks, especially in Australia. We have such a big binge drinking culture. And I don't think I was even conscious that I was doing it at the time. It just felt like fun and partying and woo. And because I'm older now, I was doing a little bit of that last year because I was like, you know, I can live my life for me now that I'm back in Sydney, but I was still so sad and I didn't realize how sad I was. And I was using going out and being with my friends like once a week. I really don't have much of a capacity to go out and drink more than once a week, but I would drink and go out and have fun to distract myself, and it wasn't fun. I would end up in an Uber on the way home just crying and calling my sister and being like, I am so disconnected from my life, what is going on? So I had to remove that distraction. That's why I went down the coast over summer, why I paused drinking for a period of time. I am drinking now, but a lot less, and not partying really, because I've never been someone who really, except when I was in my 20s, but as I've grown older, I just realized that's really not for me. But I can go out for dinner and have a drink or have a few drinks with girlfriends and come home and be like, that was fun. Like, that was fulfilling and fun, and that's the end of it. I don't come home crying in cabs anymore, which is a nice change. You are actually shy and don't like public speaking. Do I not like public speaking? I do like public speaking, but it does make me very nervous. Like, I will get the classic dry mouth. My throat will become like the Sahara Desert. I will shake and have to kind of like try to hide that, which is not easy. Everywhere where I do public speaking, I hope they have water right next to me because I will get like the which is not a great way to convey your message, but it does scare me. I do enjoy it, but it does scare me still to this day. Am I shy? I think I am. I am shy. I don't know what I am, because I do enjoy meeting people. It makes me incredibly anxious. I don't come across as shy, but social stuff makes me very, very anxious. I cover it very well. When I tell friends how anxious social stuff makes me, they're just like, what are you talking about? And these are people who have known me for decades. So I hide it very, very well, but I really have to like gear myself up to step into social situations for sure. You take lots of mood lit bubble baths surrounded by candles. I know this is not the self-care thing to say, but I hate baths. I can never get it right. I'm sure that I'm just doing it wrong. I can never get the temperature right. I always feel like I'm cooking, like someone's going to serve me in a soup once we're done, where I am bathing alone, just to be clear. I can never get the combination right. I get bored really easily. Like the whole theater of making the bath, I love that. Then I get in it, I'm like, I'm over it. I want to get out. I love showers. I find showers really, really, really calming. I think they're very good for like when you're feeling panicked and anxious. This is from my friend Sarah. You are not as cool as me. Well, that has been up for debate for, how long have we known each other? 19 years, Sarah. So we might have to have an in-person debate about that one. Come with your best points prepared, please. it could just be that neither of us are cool. I think that might be the conclusion that we come to. I got this one quite a bit, which was just like, expose me, why don't you? Which was, you're afraid to start a relationship. There are a couple which were worded pretty much just like that. And then one that was a bit more of a detailed assessment: career-oriented, avoidant of romantic relationships, use humor and rationalization as defenses. Very career-oriented, partly because I love what I do and I feel so grateful to be a person who gets to do what they love every day, to be exactly where they're meant to be, doing exactly what they're meant to be doing. I feel so fortunate to have found that thing. I know people, can spend a long time trying to find that. And yeah, so I'm just very grateful for my job, but it's also because I know what I want out of life, and that regardless of whether or not I'm with someone, I want to be able to have those things and achieve those things, to be independent, to be secure, because that's what I've done for myself. That's very, very important to me, to have that independence. Has that viewpoint made me, in some people's estimation, too independent? Probably. I don't really seek out relationships, I would say. I am open to the idea of being in a relationship or meeting somebody. It is not a primary priority of mine. So I tend to seek out things that are friendship oriented, career oriented, my family, those things that at the moment give me a real sense of security. Relationships don't, for a variety of reasons, maybe something I'll get into in the future. Right now, it's just not my priority. Another big Sagittarian feature: terrified of losing independence. And so it's really a matter of me just staying open to it at the moment, but it's never something I actively pursue. Lots of off-the-shoulder top assumptions, that most of my wardrobe is off-the-shoulder tops. Yes, safe, great assumption. And we'll do this final one because there were quite a few double ups and I can't get to all of them, I'm sorry. You care too much about people that you often have to remind yourself to take care of yourself. In a sense, not in a conscious sense, but I think that a lot of us as women are programmed to really put ourselves down our own list of priorities. And I have preached against that thinking for many years. And then in the last couple of years, I fell back into it. I went so far down my list, and really stopped taking care of my own mental health, because it was a necessity. Just my full focus had to be on dad, then mum, then gran, and then gran passed away, and then it was, trying to be there for family. So I didn't realize how much of a toll it had taken until I just started to burn out emotionally. And I was like, oh my God, I need to, practice what I preach, which is you can't do anything for anyone if you are not first doing for yourself. So I've really tried to work on that. I said to friends and family this year, like, guys, this year I've just got to be super selfish. And the people who love me were just like, that's not selfishness, that's a necessity. Like, you have to start putting that energy back into yourself. So it is not something to aspire to put yourself down the list. That is certainly not what I am advocating or preaching. Go and watch my old videos and you'll see I am so about the first step of any kind of mental health journey being to put yourself higher and higher on your own priority list. So we will leave it at that. I hope that you guys learned something new about what it's like to live up here on the daily. Sending you guys lots of love. There is a drill that's just started on the roof, so what great timing. Sending you tons of love, hoping that you're taking care of yourselves as best you can and being as kind to yourselves as you can. And I will see you next week. Don't forget to get in touch about that group coaching. Come and join us on Patreon. Come and hang out at our amazing weekly live streams, or sign up as a pen pal. Have a monthly Zoom call with me. I'm so great at marketing stuff that I don't even really talk about the specifics of anything. But if you want to go and check that out, you can. The link below as well. Just all the links, just all down there. Sending you tons of love. I'll see you next week and see you soon.